This is David Rovix with a song for today. One songwriter's take on the history of the world, one song at a time. Available wherever you get your podcasts. When a white supremacist with rapid-fire weapons opened fire in Mother Emanuel, the oldest of the African Methodist Episcopal churches in Charleston, South Carolina on June 17, 2015, killing the minister and 8 parishioners, his intention was to have the maximum possible impact for such a hate crime. His timing was such that he committed this act on the anniversary of the date when almost 2 centuries earlier a white mob burned the church to the ground on suspicion that the minister at the time, Denmark Vesey, was planning a slave rebellion. This massacre was only one of thousands that have been committed in the United States in recent decades. On average, there's about 1 per day in the U.S., as defined by 4 or more people killed who are not relatives of the shooter. Charleston, like Pittsburgh and El Paso, was notable both because of the death toll and especially because these were plainly hate crimes, targeting people because of their race or religion. The overwhelming majority of the massacres in the U.S. generally are committed by angry white American men. But in Charleston, the killer was only the latest manifestation at the time of a much bigger, much more long-standing system of institutionalized racism, from slavery to Jim Crow to mass incarceration. The Mother Emanuel Church massacre became the event that led to the state's political leadership to finally approve the removal of the Confederate battle flag that was introduced onto the State House lawn almost a century after the end of the Civil War, in response to the Civil Rights Movement in the early 1960s.
He was listening to voices, talking in his head. If you grew up in America, you know exactly what they said. And with every job we lose, however bad things get, there's a black man in the White House on the TV set, and we can blame it all on him and his entire race, because they no longer know their place. You can hear the voices by the early light of dawn. You can see the flag waving on the State House lawn. He was listening to voices. You could say that he was crazy for thinking certain people are just born to be lazy. He could see it on the cop shows. They don't know right from wrong. The race war is coming, and now it won't be long. I promise it was not his original notion. If you want to start a war first, you have to set the war in motion. You can hear the voices by the early light of dawn. You can see the flag waving on the State House lawn. He was listening to voices who said the conflict's coming soon. And he walked into the church on the 17th of June, the very date of the rebellion that never was to be, for which 35 were hanged in that very city, for which the church was burned, for which the church was banned, for which there's been no atonement in a sick and troubled land. You can hear the voices, and by the early light of dawn, you can see the flag waving on the State House lawn. You can hear the voices, and by the early light of dawn, you can see the flag waving on the State House lawn. You can see the flag waving on the State House lawn.
This has been a Song for Today from David Rovics, making popular education popular again. If you go to davidrovics.com, you can hear lots of other episodes of this and other podcasts, see where I'm touring next, and get on my email list. You can also click on CSA there on my website and join my community-supported art program, which is mainly how I get by in the free streaming era. I hope to see you sometime soon again here on the internet or on the road and hopefully in the streets.